Welcome to the Same Man and Pile show. After that amazing intro, I'm sorry, I just love it. It gets me pumped up. But before we start, we want to do a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. So if we'd all bow our heads, remove our covers. Tracy, if you want to do that, I'm sorry, man.
We're good. We got it. At least there's hair there, right?
A moment of silence. Okay. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
Amen.
Amen. I
It's
would
a
have had a
big
prayer, but I didn't have one uh, rolled up really quick. So, welcome to the show, guys. I'm Pyle, and up there is who's that? Who are you with the
Oh,
Oh, I
glasses?
did.
it's your co-host,
It's
you.
my co-host, the Same
Sandman.
Man. That's right, the man, the myth, the legend. Um, I don't know. Do you have any announcements before we get started, or do you want to just roll into it?
Nah, let's just roll into it. We give our shout outs to the end today.
Okay.
Today's a very excited day, so for everybody out
Well,
there,
since
you know,
Okay. Well, since you're third platoon and you are third platoon sergeant, you have the you have you have the honor of introducing our host because I mean I know him too, but you actually like pissed with him and jerked him off and yeah. So you
You know,
you get the
different
honor
guys.
of introducing our guest.
well, good afternoon, everyone, and again, welcome to another episode of the Sandman and Pile show. Today is actually it hits home for me and Richard here because we get to have the honor to interview one of our fellow brothers. He served with us in Iraq, pretty much went with us as a junior Marine to what he became a senior Marine. And
Just say your tagline. He was one of my boots. Fucking boot. Fucking
Fucking
boot.
boot.
yeah, he was one. Well, both of these guys actually are two of my boots, but
Yeah, I
no.
know. I know. You haven't reminded me
Yeah.
in
It's,
3 days. I know.
uh,
Thank you.
but anyhow, um, great episode today, Brian. Welcome to the show,
How's it
everyone
going,
out
everybody?
there. Sergeant Brian Tracy, United States Marine Corps infantryman, 3rd Battalion, 8th Marines, and I just found out he has another chapter of his story as well that I don't know about. So, Brian, welcome, man. How we doing? How you been?
How's it going? It's been years. What? It's probably been what?
Oh,
14, 15,
15
16.
years.
it's a little bit over,
Yeah.
probably
Yeah, it's been
19,
years.
18, 19 years since the last time we saw each other.
Damn.
Yeah, it's been a long
Yeah,
time. Gosh.
yeah. Time goes by fast, man.
And you,
I
you
know.
guys look the
I don't go.
same. You guys
He
both look the
does.
same.
He looks exactly the same. I got some gray and I'm allowed to grow a beard now, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, man, it's
yeah.
been a blessing, brother. So tell us. So obviously, all the viewers out there want to know everything about you. Unfortunately, time
All right.
restraints. We can only summarize your career. So I guess tell us a little bit about Brian. You know, his early years before the Marine Corps, and you
Yeah.
know,
Early
then
years for the Marine Corps. Let's see. So I'm from Medina, Ohio. Actually, I was in Lodi before the Marine Corps, but that's right down the road. I signed up for the Marine Corps, and then I took off down to Mexico at the time with my ex-wife, and we pretty much while I was in the Puli program, just waited that time out down there, and then I moved back to the United States for my boot camp deployment. So 2003, um, August 25th, 2003, went to the Marine Corps Recruit Depot or MCRD, Paris Island.
wow.
Hoorah!
East Coast Marine, the real
Yeah.
Marines. Um,
Real Marines. Real
the
Yes.
Marines.
real Marines.
Sorry,
uh,
Hollywood Marines. Sorry.
right. So I went out to boot camp, um, and then yeah, out of my whole class, everybody ended up going to 1-8 except for 2 or 3 of us. And we ended up going to 3-8. So it's crazy because 1-8 took our first Iraq deployment
Right. Yeah.
because we went down to Haiti. But I was sent over to 3-8. I know 1-8 got hit hard in Iraq, so some call that a blessing that out of the whole graduating SOI class that we ended up with 3-8 instead of 1-8. But yeah, that's where I was. Went to 3rd Platoon, where this salt dog, Lance Cole from Mendoza, was ready there to receive us. Actually, I think Phoebus was the first one, Ralphie.
Yeah, Rafi was your
Phoebus.
first. Yeah.
Ralphie was the first one to bring us in there. I remember dragging that sea bag out of that duty van, and I just hear out of the off the 3rd deck. I think it was Spoonhour or Olson. I forget which one it was, but I heard boot trap, and it was game on. It was game on from there, and
Good times.
yeah, he was my senior Marine for a while, and then I think we actually somewhere in there a friendship kind of developed, and yeah, we started going to like Myrtle Beach and all that stuff, hanging out together, and that was a crazy trip to Myrtle Beach, but I think we bailed you out of jail.
Oh boy, the good old Myrtle.
Gotta love
was
Myrtle Beach.
the Freaky Tiki is what it was.
The Freaky Tiki.
The
Yep,
Freaky Tiki. Yeah.
that was the dance club down there back in the day.
Yeah, that was the it spot for everyone. God, that weekend alone, I think probably Tracy bailed us out 3 times, and twice in one day.
Oh, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Thank you, Corporal Tracy.
No, he was at PFC back then.
Yeah,
So
at
we
the
didn't
time
PFC.
it was.
We didn't
Sorry,
even call- we
PFC
didn't-
Tracy.
We didn't even call him by his rank. In all honesty,
Yeah.
the way his story is very unique because he was the way everything evolved. He was one of the junior Marines that never got to taste the actual hazing part of kind of like what I went through, what Rafi went through, Sugar went through. Oh, trust me, Richard, you have no look.
Dude, 2nd Platoon, and Weapons Platoon, they messed me up.
But that wasn't. That's the thing
Oh,
that
yeah.
you guys think that was hazing. I'm telling you, man, those guys that received us, it was like going. You ever seen those movies when you arrived in jail and all those freaking guys that are doing like
Fresh fish.
life and
Fresh
they're just
fish.
they're sitting on the catwalk. That's how
Yep.
that was when we got in, and these guys did nothing. Like it was their purpose in their career to just mess with us. And obviously, I'm not going to get into it because some of the stuff that they used to do should not even be legal. So, but I do have to say, one of the funniest thing that I saw with one of my fellow guys, you all know him, Sugar.
I think I told this story.
They wrapped him in a freaking mattress, and it was we were roommates. It was me, Sugar, and Phoebus, and out of nowhere, I see Sugar wrapped up like a freaking sandwich with 2 mattresses, and they have him all taped up with duct tape, and they literally picked him up and launched him from the 2nd floor catwalk onto the grass. And I'm like, how did this happen? How is this happening? So
how did we get here?
Like the imagination for that shit was crazy, man. But see, when we got our Marines, like you, Richard, Tracy, and everybody else, I think Hodges is the one that came with you. Hodges and what was the other kid?
No. That was Heidelman and Hodges came right before me, like 2-3 weeks before me.
They did. You're okay. You're right.
And then I got dropped off.
So
Stockton, I think, but Stockton went to a different platoon.
Stockton was,
And Stockton was my platoon. He was in charge of me, and he was scary as hell.
But yeah, that was crazy, man. And you guys, I mean, you guys were literally maybe 2 months prior to my arrival with 3A, because I was in
Yeah.
2-2. So I was literally like 3 months. And I think that had a lot to do with it because Brian stepped right in. He was smart. He was, very devoted to what he used to do. So that helped him
Thank
out
you.
a
Thank you.
lot. Even
He's a
even
good
that's why
Marine.
me and Rafi were always used to say, out of everybody that we got, I mean, he's the only boot that we can consider worth teaching anything. So let's just take care of him.
You guys took me under your wing. Well, what saved my ass? What saved my ass
Yeah.
was
It's,
my first roommate was Paige, and
Corporal Page.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
you
was
couldn't be his
Paige and
roommate.
Mulhern.
Yeah,
Oh
Mohern.
man.
Yeah.
So I was kind of protected because no one wanted to fuck with me because they'd have to go into their room
Yep.
to fuck with me. So I kind of got out of that, but then I also got stuck being like their DD, and they're going to the Golf and Dolphin to play some golf. Um, so that kind of shielded me. And then I think actually, if you think about it, that emergency trip when we were on ACM over to Haiti, that probably got me out of a lot of that hazing period because when back then when you first came in, like they weren't slated for Iraq yet. They weren't ready to go. They had never been deployed to Iraq yet. So you have a bunch of Marines that aren't in that combat theater, and then as soon as we took off to Haiti, everything after that was boom, 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 boom. So you don't have all these Marines that are practicing being garrison Marines because you're always getting ready to go over there and you're getting ready for war, and you got to know this person next to you because this is the dude that's going to be watching your six the whole time. So that's, I guess, we kind of just, the demand for deployments and the demand for camaraderie and brotherhood was so high at that moment. As soon as we went to Haiti, I think we all became more friends than we became um,
Yeah,
boots.
definitely. Yeah, the
Closer.
mentality was definitely different. I mean, like Brian said, I mean, the last thing we were thinking, especially for them, I mean, look, they just stepped from SOI, now they're getting ready to go to combat in a third world country like Haiti. You know what I mean? So,
Oh yeah.
it was more of the let's teach them versus let's hasten. I mean, what's going to work better, right? Are you going to teach a Marine to stay alive, or you rather spend your time messing with them and doing stupid stuff? So that with Mohern and Grady and Page and all the leadership in third
Grady.
platoon,
I miss that
yeah,
guy, man.
dude, third
Damn.
platoon was stacked with
Yeah, we were.
leadership, man. I
And we had
mean,
Grady.
Cassar Wal
and
we had
Walgren, man.
Walgren as our
Well,
platoon sergeant.
And then
hey,
Gans.
we had Gunny Dagenhart as the company
oof,
Gunny.
that's a
Yep.
crazy man.
It
That
was
is
like a
a
recipe.
crazy, crazy
Yeah,
man.
it was like a recipe for destruction whenever we arrived. And I never forget that. It was crazy. I don't know if you remember, Ryan, when we step off the plane, and the first thing that CNN does is record our boots. Like I was like, why are they doing that? They should be recording our faces. And lo and behold, there was a story from the first time the Marines went into Haiti, that they called us the brown boots. And
Hmm.
and lo and behold, the Marine Corps had just transitioned into the digital camos and the brown boots. So yeah, that was
Hmm.
interesting. That was fun. I don't know if you remember that moment, man.
No, I remember. I remember in Haiti where we got swarmed by these reporters though one day, and the first thing I did was smash the camera on the ground, and then we all got in trouble.
Oh, but that was
But
part of the patrol, yeah.
yeah,
So do we, yeah. That's third platoon when we went out to City Select, because that's what we patrolled. It was
fixed bayonets.
always it was always something. It was between Sergeant Walgreen back then and Gunny Dagenhart. It was always something. Third platoon went out. Who's going out? Third platoon. Oh boy, we're always gonna hear something. But
Hmm.
it was a little okay. So tell us about that, Tracy. I mean, you graduated in boot camp, went to SOI, obviously. How was SOI for you? Did you had to be on standby for a couple of weeks, or did you go straight into the program?
I went for 3 weeks. We were in the forming platoon. Um, so I had like a 3 week doing like camp
Fucking
guard and all that stupid
working
stuff. And
parties.
did you
yeah,
did
working
you have to
parties up.
guard the armory?
I had to. I think I guarded the supply warehouse for a little bit. I never did the armory. Never did the armory. But I mean, if there wasn't a place to be guarded, they'd go make you do.
Yeah,
Hey, this
Yeah.
picnic. We need
exactly.
to guard this picnic table tonight. So go sit out there on the picnic table all
Uh,
night. Um, but I went to Charlie Company in SOI, and I got out of there. Went to 3-8, and we were. I think we were just getting ready to do our workup. No, did we do our CACs before we went
yeah.
into Haiti?
So
Yeah.
we
Okay. So
yeah we were en route to go to Iraq. So we were doing
our
everything for Iraq.
our
And
bags went to Iraq
yeah, our bags
by
went ended up
accident.
going by accident. Yeah, because that's where we were supposed to go.
Yep.
And then out of nowhere, it was like, oh, you guys are going to Haiti now, and we're like, what? How did that happen?
And
That
then
was
one,
like
they took our position and they did the push
yeah,
to Fallujah.
yeah. That was
Yep.
one of the um, moments where all those senior Marines like Olson and all those guys, it was such a blow to them because they literally it was that was their made or break deployment in their careers. And
Hmm.
then when they
That
were
was their high
told,
point. Yeah.
yeah, when they were told, hey, we going to Haiti instead, everyone was like, oh man, Haiti, that's a humanitarian mission, blah blah blah. It's not the same. But everybody was mistaken about that, man. Haiti was just another combat environment, man. So
Yep.
those guys took that for granted. But it gave us the opportunity to grow as the senior Marines that we became once we came back. Because once we came back, it was game on. I
Yeah.
mean, they knew they were out. They knew there was nothing they could do with, especially with me, Sugar, and Phoebus, and
Yeah.
Brian and
Trophy.
Heidemann and what was the other cat that came in with Heidemann?
That came with Heidelman. It was,
Yeah,
I think, Hashi. There's Hashi.
Hachi, right? The
Hashi.
Puerto Rican guy, right?
Hassel went off to the state platoon.
Yeah. No, but
We had.
Hassel went to stay after Fallujah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hassel stay. Hassel was my directly Marine. Him, Lopez, and who else was? I think it was somebody else that I had on my wing, but
Was Marquez with you guys back then?
Not
no,
our
Was he
no,
platoon.
third platoon?
I think he
no.
was second platoon. Or
I think he was first platoon when he came, but he
okay.
was another boot
He was.
drop too.
Yeah, that's right.
But he wasn't part of the Haiti deployment. Hassel,
Well, shit.
um,
Hey,
Reyes,
this is all new.
Hassel,
This is
Reyes,
all news
Ivy.
to me, man.
Ivy, Hachi. That was like the late boot drop that kind of Tracy. So Tracy was like the senior boot.
Okay.
The senior boot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what me and Rafa used to tell you, the senior boot. You go take care of those guys because that's the last boot drop we got before we go.
Well, shit.
The-
I got there December 17th. So like all of this, you guys are talking about Haiti. I don't know anything about that because I was at
Yeah.
SOI.
Well, tell us a
And
little bit, Brian. I mean, Richard was still even booter than you. So,
ouch.
So Haiti. Hell,
yeah.
we went down to Haiti. So we I don't know. So we went down to Haiti. We flew in right to Port-au-Prince, and we're laying there on the asphalt of the airport. We were there for 30 days at the airport under just some cami netting out on the side. Um, it was it was shit because all our bags ended up going to Iraq on a different plane, and we were sitting in Haiti with just our day pack. So
Jesus.
we got the same clothes that we wore down there. First 30 days, our first shower was by a fire truck where they had us all go stand on the tarmac. It was almost 30 days in where they drove one way down with their fire hose. We all lathered up and they turned it around and
Sam,
Yeah.
man, you
they
told me
came
that
back the
before.
other way. So that was the fun part. But then after the airport, they moved us out to the prime minister's private residence, not the palace that everyone saw
Wow.
destroyed from that earthquake. Um, so we went out to his residence, and then we pretty much ran that as a patrol base, and kind of just ran as his, I guess, security. Even though it's not really what we were doing, we were just doing patrols out of there. And that's also the part of town where we ended up getting in our first firefight. And that was that ambush on the rooftop. You remember that one, Mendoza?
Yep.
Uh,
That was fun.
yeah, that's at least no one got hit that time. I remember
Yeah.
my roommate Paige ended up getting shot in that deployment, and then
Yeah.
there was Johnston got shot in the
Yep.
flak, but he never even knew it until he took his jacket off. Um, God.
Paige got shot in the market. We were doing a day patrol,
Yep.
and he cleared a corner because he went after a thug. Like he went, he went after this thug, and next thing we know, but actually worked out for everybody because the initiative of him running towards this guy, he was like the bait. He wanted to bait the entire squad, and we
Hmm.
would have walked right into an alleyway and just gotten lit up because that's exactly where he went. As soon as he cleared the corner, I remember I was posting security because I was a soul gunner back then. So I was posting security, and when he cleared that corner, we just hear a loud pop, and they hesitated. So when they hit Page, like we all went nuts, and we all we wanted to do was just open fire. So we ended up opening a little bit, and everybody just scattered. No one knew there was nobody left in that market at that point, other than us and Paige laying on the floor bleeding.
Yeah, so I wasn't actually on that patrol. We were QRFs all the
Yeah,
way
you
up.
were.
So after the palace, or not the palace, the prime minister's mansion, we found some like a group of 3 vacation homes up on top of some big ass hill, and so we were just there on QRF. So we get the call on the radio like, "Hey, we're in contact." And I'll tell you what, running on foot from that because we didn't have any Humvees there or
All
anything.
right, no, you did. It was all by foot.
Running that
Yeah.
on foot all the way down to the city. We had people falling out left and right, and that's why they ended up having us go on that whole company run around there, was because everyone was out of shape. And they knew it after that we had all these people falling out trying to run all the way down to town for your guys' QRF.
Yeah, that was gnarly, man. When we heard that story, I was like, "You guys double time from the." It's crazy, but it was one of those things that you can. We got so many of those at night, especially. I think you were with us the one night that we went out. Out of the. I think it was like 2 nights after we took over the palace. We went out and we got ambushed on an alleyway, and we just like opened up on that alleyway. But when we came back, there was absolutely nothing. Like it looked
No
like the
grass.
sea,
No
no
grass.
grass. Like it was.
It was all picked up and
I
the
like
doors,
me
the gates
literally.
welded shut.
Me literally. I dumped just me, and you got it for the viewers that don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, but there's usually 3 soul gunners in a
Hmm.
squad, first, second, and
Yep.
third team, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
It was the same setup back then. So me alone, I dump I would say a whole barrel of 5.56,
Yep.
just me alone. And when we
Beautiful.
came back, there was absolutely nothing. It was like
Nothing.
nobody was, nothing happened in that place.
And then, do you remember after that, after we went back to do the BDA, the battle damage assessment, you guys came back and then somebody dropped a dead body off in front at the security shack. Not, we weren't, it was the actual prime minister's guards. They dumped a
Oh
taxi driver
yeah.
that they had killed. And then off in the distance, you'd keep hearing a bunch of AKs being shot off. So remember that patrol that we punched out and they started cutting all the electric off as we were walking down, and you
Yes.
look up and there's like this cul-de-sac and they cut all the lights off, and we're like, it's like there's so many elevated positions here. And we turned around and went back.
Yeah, we
We
did.
didn't, we were gonna get
And we were,
ambushed.
yeah, that was actually a call that it was discussed between Grady, um, Mulhern, and Sergeant Walgren. And when they decided not to carry on with the patrol, probably one of the smartest things because he saved our entire
Yeah.
lives at that point. We would have got ambushed from. It was a dedicated ambush. It was almost like a street
Hmm.
firefight at that point. So yeah, I remember that. And the way we exited, it was so cool because we literally stopped a bunch of SUVs, Suzukis on the road and just hop in this back of the Suzukis and just made it back to the palace.
Oh yeah,
That was gnarly.
was,
That was pretty cool. Yeah, I remember that now.
and that's
Yeah.
Haiti. We didn't get to Iraq yet. You know,
No, that's crazy.
Haiti
Yeah.
was a good
Not
time.
yet. That's
Yeah.
coming up.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, in all things considered, how did you feel that affected did it affect you in a negative or positive way, considering that you are now on your way to be a senior Marine?
Oh, that was the best. I think the best training for Iraq. There's no CAX that could have replicated that experience. You're actually getting real rounds shot at you. Unfortunately, some people are getting hurt. But hell, during all our training evolutions, we had people get hurt, right? I think that whole mission down in Haiti, starting off as an HA, humanitarian aid mission, I think that set us up for Iraq the best possible way we ever could have. That now whoever was there, they know what it's like to get that round shot at them for the first time in their life. They're not over in a major war conflict, receiving that round the first time and having to process it. So I think it was the most beneficial thing we could have done prior to going. That's just my personal opinion on it.
And you were, at that point, you were already a Lance Corporal, right?
I think I became a Lance Corporal. I don't know if it was as soon as we got back or while I was there.
I think you got promoted when you got there, but we couldn't pin you or something like that, because I do remember you being pinned once we got back from the 96, because we didn't even get a full leave.
That was the Myrtle Beach trip.
Yeah, that was the Myrtle Beach. Yeah.
You guys, hold on. You guys didn't get leave after Haiti?
Nah, we got a
it was
96.
296s.
Yeah, we got two
296s.
96s. Yep.
We had to come back for a formation,
Back to
and then they
back.
launched us
Okay.
back out. Yep.
Yeah.
Because
And
when I got
then-
there, there was nobody was there except for Stockton, Seiler, Casey, my roommate Scythe. Yes. Scythe was my roommate. And that guy when I got there, that guy, when he had a girl in his room, I would not be able to come into that room because he had a girl in his room. So I had to sleep on the catwalk. Every
Scythe
time
was
he
a
had a
character,
girl.
man. Yeah, Scythe was a character, but good guy, man. I think he was.
Oh no, he's a great guy, but hated the crap out of me.
Yeah, I think
Awesome.
at that point, him, Casey, and I think there was maybe one more or two more. Grady ended up extending so they can go to Iraq with us.
Yeah.
And that was it. Everybody else kind of just out. Everybody that me and Tracy and Phoebus and Sugar saw, they were, we're out. We got like 4 or 5 months left in the Marine Corps. I just want to go do my thing. They ended up going to headquarters battalion, I think.
Yep.
And at that point, officially, is when, Tracy became a senior Marine. I think
Nuts.
they made you a team leader at that point, right?
I think, yeah. No, Perez. Remember, they put Perez.
Oh,
Luis
that's right. Yeah,
Perez.
Luis. Yeah, they did. They
And
did
then-
put Luis over you. Yeah.
Yeah, they put
It
Perez.
was Phoebus as the squad leader.
Yep, that was
Perez was the first team leader. Yeah. So that was the third platoon. Now became Phoebus, myself, and Sugar
Mhm.
as the squad leaders. And right before Haiti, right after Haiti, during the process of CAX and all this other craziness that we were doing, we ended up going to Corporal's course, squad leader school is what they call it, right?
Yeah.
And that's how they were like kind of prepping us to do all this. We took over the platoon at that point, and that's how Perez, Thompson, who else was it?
Gio,
Giannetto,
GG,
Yeah,
Palladino.
Palladino.
Steven.
Yeah. So when we took over, that's when the platoon just, I mean, I started signing Gaines came in from second platoon, I think
Yep.
it was. Yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
and then to put the icing on the cake, we ended up getting Lieutenant Kingsley as the platoon commander, and it was like
He just
dude,
retired.
he
retired.
yeah, no,
I
I
know.
heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at that point,
He's
I
a
mean,
raider. He's an amazing raider.
Lieutenant Colonel, man, that's crazy.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I was telling Richard, this guy came in as a lieutenant, you know, to go on patrols with me, to be my leader, and then to find out that 20 years later he is a lieutenant colonel and see all his achievements. What a story, man! What a pleasure
Right.
to have served with a guy like that, man. That guy was a stand-up
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
You shout out to him, man. He was always a stand-up guy. Then we
He
got
was.
Kabata, right? Kabata was at some
Kabata.
Corporal Cabada from security forces.
point.
I liked him, man. He was awesome.
He was- oh my God, what a days, man.
Cabada.
So Brian, we get back from the 96, you go back home or Mexico. I can't remember where you made me take you because so that everyone knows, Brian was the only boot that will make his senior Marines drive him to the airport like a
It worked.
celebrity so he can go see his wife out in Mexico because that's where his wife lived. So
It worked. It worked.
me and Phoebus would take turn, and Phoebus couldn't even drive back then, and so it was
No, he
me
didn't.
driving his car, and I would tell Phoebus, you need to come with me because he's your boot, man. I'm just doing the driving."
Well, I will correct you. That is my ex-wife now.
Ex-wife. All right.
So she lived in Mexico. So yeah, you guys were taking me to the airport for so I could head down there. That was all interesting, and it ended all interesting. But yeah,
As usual.
As they always do.
As usual.
as usual. I think during, I don't know if it was, yeah, it must have been that workup, or maybe it was that second deployment. I don't remember. I remember we took a trip up to New York with you guys.
Yes.
And we stayed, I think, at your sister's house in Hoboken.
Yep.
First time New York City. Tell you what, I went on that trip with $38, I think it was, in my pocket. $38 to my name, and we enjoyed ourselves the whole time. I think I came back home with $5 left in my pocket. You guys took care of us the whole time.
Did you guys go to Scores?
Nope.
No.
Nah, we took him to the real places.
None of us had money. None of us. We were all broke, I think, from
the 96, man. We the little bit of money that we made in Haiti, it was gone the first weekend. Like gone.
The Freaky Tiki
gone.
had enough
I
money to
remember
go ahead and put a new addition on.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to make a Freaky Tiki flag now for us, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, tell us a little bit about your experience as one, not being Hayes. Two, how do you feel about the leadership that you encounter on third platoon that prep you for Iraq and let's prep you for Haiti, Iraq, and then handed the reins over to you and the rest of the guys?
I mean, it couldn't have been any better. So going to Haiti, we had Mulhern, it was Grady, and the third squad leader was Richmond.
Correct.
Those three together are probably three of the most intelligent Marines, just on intellect, that I've ever ran into in my life. Grady is just a book of knowledge. Mulhern was quick-witted, and Richmond was he had the attitude, which
And the
meant
jaw.
and the jaw.
Yeah, he had a jaw. He had a nice jaw.
He's got a great jawline. Great jawline.
but what Wichman was
No, no, no,
0351,
no,
right? He was
not Wichman. Wichman
not
was
the
Buzz.
different.
Wichman was Buzz
Richmond.
Lightyear. I don't think you ever
Richmond.
met Richmond. Yeah, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
think
he never met
I
No,
don't
Richmond.
think Richard met Richmond was another
is
Ohio
it is it is it
Marine
Rich with an R or with a W?
With an R. With an
with an
R.
Oh,
R.
never mind. Never mind. My bad.
Yeah, you're confusing it with Buzz Lightyear.
With
Corporal
Richmond, yeah.
Wichman,
Yeah,
yes, who
Corporal
I
Wichman.
saw
Yeah,
at Casey's funeral 3 years ago. Yes,
yeah.
and he still looks the same.
Yeah, well, carry on. So,
So those are the probably the three like most intelligent um, Marines we could have had, and then you throw Staff Sergeant, or at the time it was Sergeant Walgren, because when we were, yeah, he was Sergeant. He got promoted
Sergeant,
right
yeah.
before we went to. He got promoted right before we went to
Iraq.
um, Iraq or Haiti, I forget.
No, it was Iraq. He was a
Okay,
sergeant all throughout Haiti.
so I mean that the amount of knowledge coming just from that group was insane, and I think it was they pushed so much of that onto you guys, um, and you guys had that. So you guys are all from New York City, right? You know,
Yeah.
Mendoza,
Mhm.
Ralphie was, um, Sugar's from Ohio, but he's another intelligent guy. You guys had that fire and that confidence in all your decisions. So with that knowledge that was forced onto you guys from your senior Marines and also my senior Marines, um, I mean, and you especially being a fireball, everyone just listen to what you say because they want to get bitched out by you. It was just, it was a great setup. I never went into any deployment, not even Iraq, the second deployment. I never doubted our ability or any confidence. Everything we went in there, we knew that we were going to succeed at, and we did. I know not every squad came back with no Purple Hearts, but uh, actually, Ralphie ended up getting a Purple Heart, didn't he?
Yeah, he
Ralphie
got
did.
when we got
He was
blown
in
up
that
in the
IED, yeah.
Humvee. Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
he landed on his shoulder, and then
Yep,
half of the truck landed on himself and others, and
yep,
he ended up getting medevac to Bravo Surgical first, and then Bethesda.
yep. And then yeah, that was first deployment. I confuse all these deployments,
Yeah,
but
that was
I
You're
Fallujah.
getting hazy.
yep,
Yeah,
it was but I'm getting lost in my thoughts here. I never doubted any of our ability, and I think you guys, and I thank you guys for never giving us a reason to, because everything we went into, we could go in with confidence, and you need that when you're doing it, especially if you're trying to lead people. The last thing they want to see is your leader second guessing his actions. So it was awesome. And you know what's
hmm.
crazy is uh, I've noticed a lot of Marines who were in the Marine Corps, like nowadays, and you know, after we got out, I was with a lot of Marines who have never deployed to combat and all that stuff. I'm gonna get a little bit on mental health right now.
Good.
Um, you get all these Marines who went through our deployments and combat action, and we come out with some mental health problems and issues that we need addressed that probably most likely don't get addressed. At least they don't get addressed at the time that they needed to be addressed. Um, there's a lot of Marines that get out that have never been deployed to a combat zone, who again are coming out of the military with a lot of mental health issues. And I've started to realize that you sit there and you train so hard for your deployments and to see combat and to do all this stuff. We were lucky because we got to, and some people say, no, you're not lucky, but we were lucky that we got to utilize the skill that we were trained to do. Because at that point in your life, you're devoting your entire life to this one thing, and that's combat, being in the infantry. Um, where there's a lot of Marines, especially nowadays, who come out with issues because they've trained their entire career in the Marine Corps and they've never got to utilize it. They don't feel like they've amounted to what they should have. They feel less of themselves, less of, they don't feel fulfilled. And so when they get out, they go through those same mental health struggles
You went to combat, yeah.
as
Right.
if you went to combat.
Yeah.
And you know, you get some of the Marines who are hard headed. It's like, oh, these guys are pansies. They didn't see crap, this and that. It doesn't matter what your source for feeling that way. It's whatever the source is, whether it's because you saw combat or because you felt like you never amounted to what you've been dedicating your life towards. Um,
Yeah.
It'll mess you up, man. And you know, we pray that everyone gets the help that they need when they need to. It took me a lot longer on my journey after I was out before I realized I needed my help because I was so stubborn
Me
and
too.
I used to think it was weak, you know.
Me
We
too.
all
Um,
did. I mean, that's the
right.
first thing. That's the first thing that came to our minds. I mean, only the weak and the weak goes to a psychologist. Only the weak says. Only the Army or the Navy says, "I got an issue." We're Marines. We don't have that, and
Hey,
unfortunately, we
I
all
had
went through
to.
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
Hmm.
just like Brian, I suffered PTSD 100%. And, Brian went to an organization that he might talk about tonight, hopefully. I know I went to Save a Warrior, Veterans Treatment Court, AA. Enough was enough. And I was struggling with alcohol, depression for a long time. And I was medicated. And they gave me mirtazapine and trazodone and citalopram. And I did that for like 11 years. And I was a fucking zombie. And I've been
Well,
medicine free for 5 years now because of the work that Brian's done and I've done. We can actually we feel a little bit better, right, Brian? Is that correct?
I feel great. Yeah, I feel great. I came
Me
off
too.
all mental health medication. I think it's almost 2 years now. Um, and so I'll just get into the program that I went to. Actually, let me back up and tell you why I went
That's a
to
good
it.
segue.
Uh, I was thought I was just this badass, and I never had any PTSD. And um, it took a lot of years and one event to make me realize I had it. And so the one event that happened in the Marine Corps that has really stuck with me would be that daisy chain of triple stack IEDs that Phoebus got medevaced on. I was when that daisy chain of IEDs went off, 3 out of the 5 stacks exploded because some people decided. I think it was Lance ended up
JJ Lance. Holy
pushing
shit.
out for
yeah.
security. I don't know if it was
Jesus.
Lance or not. Maybe it was Webb. I don't know.
Nah, it was
Put
it
out,
was Lance.
push out, set up security, and they're sitting in the unexploded IED hole on top of the triple stack because that one didn't blow. But
Didn't
anyways,
blow.
when we dismounted and a 7-ton had done the 180, flipped over, and I rolled up, and that's when Corporal Olson, who was our motor T guy, who ended up passing that day,
Yeah, he
um,
was on the turf that day.
he was in the turret, and he got
Yeah.
thrown from that. He was ejected out of the turret, and um,
Yeah.
the 7-ton was on his face, pretty
Mm.
much. And uh, I don't know how I got pulled into this, but well, I know Staff Sergeant Gans is running around because they just shot him up with morphine. He has no clue what he's really doing because he's all high as a kite. Um, but I was with the chaplain, and we were trying to, do what we could do, and they ended up having to hook. I think it was a track up to the 7-ton with a tow chain to lift it so we can get Olson out from underneath. Um, he had already passed, but um, that was the one image that when I think back, it, that was probably the most I guess traumatic for me. So fast forward to years down the road, and we saw blood and guts all throughout our deployments, but that was the one that left an impact. Sometime in 2021, I believe it was, I was working for a company in my civilian life doing hazmat cleanup, and I never knew that my company did cleaned up suicides and stuff like that. And we had a contract with the railroad, and somebody decided to commit suicide by train. And I got dispatched in the middle of the night to go clean the front of a train, and I didn't know why. And I find out it was because I was cleaning up a suicide. And I'm sitting there with brain matter between my fingers, picking it from the crevices of the front of this train. And it didn't bother me then, but I knew as soon as I walked in my door that night, I looked at my fiance and I said, I am not the same person today as I was before I went to that call. And slowly, then over the next few months, my life just started slowly changing. I couldn't get up to go to work, which led to me, it's actually what led me into making flags. I started not wanting to leave my house. I needed to make an income. So I learned how to do that. And then it became me isolating in my garage. I slept in my garage. I thought it was 6 months. My fiance was telling me on our podcast that we do, she said it was almost a year of me. I would wake up in the morning. I'd be in my garage. I'd go in a shower, go back to my garage, work all day long. And then I'd roll out a sleeping bag and throw a pillow down there, and I would sleep in my garage every night. And I knew it was weird, and I knew it was something was up. I knew it, but I didn't care. And by then, I'd already talked to the VA, and they started giving me mental health meds and this and that, and that was making it worse. It made me not care about what I was doing. It made me just not give a shit
Zombie.
about how weird and how off all this is. And so after about, I'd say almost a year, my fiance is like, we can't keep doing this. And so she called my dad. My dad and my uncle reached out to a program called Horses for Heroes, and that's out in New Mexico, Santa Fe, New Mexico. It's completely free to the veteran. All you got to do is find a way to get there. My dad got me a ticket. They put me in there, and I flew me out there. Great program. They matched me up. So there's only 2 people there, and you're in this ranch, and you just do a lot of work around getting structure in your life. Because once you have structure in your life again, then you can start putting it back together.
Yep.
And so using a little bit of stuff with the horses, which I'll let you guys go ahead and check and research what you do. Utilizing that and their knowledge and those like that week long that you're there, it gave me a great foundation. And then I did what you should never do. I got back. I'm like, I'm getting off all my mental health meds, cold turkey, all at once. I did. I'm lucky because it
Damn.
worked for me.
Congratulations, brother.
But
Congratulations.
it was rough. It was rough. Don't ever go cold turkey. Always consult your doctors. But yeah, after that, it's been at least 2 years now, and I've been off it. My life's changing. Is my life great right now? It's not great, but it's going in that right direction. Instead of that downward dump that it was going in, it leveled off, and now it's that slow, gradual climb. Go ahead. Are you raising your hand, Richard?
I am, Brian. I'm going to
Okay.
ask a question actually.
Yeah.
For all of these experiences you've had, what advice would you give to a fellow veteran facing the same difficult situations or feeling unsure about their capabilities? What would be the first step for them to do? Like to take charge, to take control of that bad, difficult situation, and what should they do with it?
So the first thing, everyone, it doesn't matter if you're going through mental health problems or not, you need to stop giving a shit what other people think. Because you know what? If I didn't give a shit about what others thought, I probably would have went out and got some help a little bit sooner. that's the biggest thing I could tell you is who cares what everyone else thinks? Do you take care of yourself? Because if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone else, those around you.
Exactly.
Once you realize that, you need to start analyzing yourself. And it's okay to critique yourself and be hard on yourself. And it's actually really encouraged because, um, you know, say someone, let's make it comical. Say someone's got a porn problem, you know, say someone's got a jerking off addiction. All right. I figure we're talking to
I
Marines. Everyone,
I
you
know
know,
someone.
all right.
Yes, from the third deployment, I definitely know someone with that problem.
If if you ain't gonna be hard on yourself, then that let me get some correct English. You're not hard on yourself. God, that's horrible. Um, and actually analyze why you're doing
That's what
that
she
problem.
said.
You're gonna keep jerking off and having that same issue. It's until you just unfold those layers, figure out what's going on with yourself. Um, you know, you're never gonna get to the root of the problem. That problem will always be there. You may put a band-aid on it for a little bit, but you need to get to the root of that problem. I've been one of the lucky ones where I never turned into having a substance abuse problem. I did for maybe 6 months, but not during this time frame. Back in like 2012, you know, I got a little cocaine and I had to figure it
It's a
out
hell
real
of a drug.
quick. Yeah, I had to figure it out real quick before it became a real addiction. And I did and took care of it. But other than that, I want to say I was lucky. I didn't develop alcoholism. I didn't develop drug dependency. I know marijuana is a huge thing right now. You know, it helps some people. I know that's not it for me. You know, um, so I rarely drink. I could drink as much as I want, but I just choose not to do it as often as I want, or not as often as I want, but as often as most do. I like to go out and have a bourbon every once in a while, or maybe get some seasonal beers, but I don't depend on it. Um, so I think I'm real lucky that that was never my issue, because if you would have combined that with the mental health side of it, you got a
Oh,
real
that's
big hole to crawl
Yep.
out of.
oh
A
yeah,
real big
that's
Yeah.
hole.
but it sounds like you had great support around you, so that has a lot to
I
do with
did. A great
with
fiance.
yes. So
And guys out there, that's what you need.
yeah,
You need some kind of a support system because,
Hmm.
like what Brian was saying, um, after my second DUI, I mean, I was a drunk for a long time. I mean, you guys remember me drinking on the catwalks, and I mean, I got NJP'd for drinking in Iraq. And that was, yeah. I mean, our packages had to be searched because of me,
I
because
know
my cousin sent me
this.
a Listerine bottle filled with Jack Daniels, because it looks exactly the same, by the way.
It's
And I was drunk outside of the MWR with my M16 in between my legs over a Jersey barrier like this. And I wake up to two gold oak leaves. And I'm like, fuck. In my mind, I'm like, ah, shit, I'm fucking dead. I'm fucking dead. And I was like, I'm dehydrated. That was the first thing that came out of my mouth. But, and see, I was an alcoholic. I was lying. And I did that for a long time. And just like what Brian says, get a support system, make a routine, um, and ask for help when you need it. You are not weak to ask for help ever.
definitely not. And we all, it's crazy that we all collectively in different um, years and eras of our lives have gone through the same exact thing, just in different aspects.
Hmm.
And it all stems from what we've done and what we've seen
Yep.
and what we experienced while being a young adult. And for most of us, for some people, they're already
Old
they're
man,
old man.
26. I was an old man.
Yeah. So that is something. Thank you, Brian, for sharing that with us
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
and everybody. We are, you know, excited that we want to invite you back to the show because we
Yeah,
would like
definitely.
to do part 2 and part 3 with you.
Yeah.
We
We
discussed
can actually
Haiti.
get through Iraq deployments.
Yeah, right.
That
So
would be nice. because I need to remember some of that stuff too. Because
Otherwise,
seeing you guys, it makes me
yeah.
remember.
We'll be here for days just talking about
Yeah.
Haiti. So, but this was great to once again to see you, brother, to reconnect again. Hopefully,
Yeah, great to see you.
we can continue. And
Love you, Brian.
Love you too,
if
Ricky.
you need to do any shout outs for any of your sponsors through your flag business, anything like that, please do so.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So Old Glory Flags. Just I run it through my own personal Facebook. Old Glory Flags on TikTok, or you could search the Mutt Mentality Podcast. We are getting ready to launch the Mutt Mentality Podcast. My fiance and one of my good friends. So we'll be launching that here soon, but we're just doing clips right now until we got a good stockpile of episodes. Other than that, I don't need to plug much more. Yeah.
Dude, I swear, it takes me like 20 minutes going through all of your TikToks, and I have to heart every single one of them. Guys, there are so many TikToks of Old Glory Flag Company. It's disgusting. Okay?
Imagine having to go through all those messages.
My thumb
Well, that's good, man.
from
It
liking.
keeps you busy. So that's a good thing, man.
It does.
Keeps you busy. And
how
old are you?
Sandman,
how old are you now, Brian?
40. I think I'll be 41 this year.
41,
welcome to the club, dude.
So you're my age.
We're around the same age.
Yeah, we're around the same age. Wow, I didn't realize that. Holy crap.
Yeah.
47.
Right there. But you look better than I do, so.
47.
He's got us all beat. There you go.
I'm the old man.
He was our boot. And
I was your boot. And this boot had to stand parade rest for Ron Saunders when I got 238.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, yeah.
You got to save that for part 2.
No. That's fine.
Whole new.
No, that's a new thing.
Like Brian actually went through that phase to where even him as a boot could not understand how was it possible for other lance corporals to demand senior lance corporal.
Senior lance corporal.
Oh yeah. No. Hey, no. That's for another time. Thank you, Sandman. Sandman, do you have any saved rounds for us before we?
Yeah. Again, I just want to touch base again a little bit on obviously the unfortunate passing of our Kirk. You know, he was a great influencer.
Yeah, Charlie.
It's said that our society, it's now becoming what it is. But for people that are listening, when you divulge or discuss politics and religion, if you don't have the mindset set up to be able to take in and process those type of conversations that get involved between politics and religion, just stay away from it.
Yep.
You can do your own assessments, but do not engage on something that you probably not going to be able to take, because those are two topics, no matter how knowledgeable you are, they're always going to get heated. And
violence is not. Violence is not the answer.
It's not. So
we've been told to say that.
Yeah.
But
it's unfortunate. But again, anyways, our hearts go out to the Kirk family.
Families.
And may God now have him in His kingdom. So that's all we can say. That as far as I want to give a shout out again to our sponsors. ONC Cleaning again came through with the nation. Pulte Homes here in Charlotte again supporting the cause. J&H Custom Painting, and I got a big announcement now because we are in the verge of getting another big sponsor, which is D.R. Horton, another builder in here. So we'll see what happens. Stand by on that. But yeah, that's all I have, brother. Everybody, thank you again.
No, that's good.
So
great seeing
you
that's
guys. Great. Thanks Semper Suds. Thank Mission Barbecue, Semperfi Designs for making our website, for bringing us into the modern day society of a podcast. Chris Nobles, if you guys ever need a web designer, go talk to him. He's a fellow Marine. Patchops.com. Tim Hickey, he's amazing. If you need patches, Old Glory flags. If you need a flag, go see Brian because it's amazing. And Brian's making us a flag. Hopefully soon. I know he's a little backed up for a month,
Yeah,
but he'll get it to us.
I am backed up.
That's good, man.
But Brian, thank you for this opportunity to talk to you. And Sam, man, it's always fucking good to see you, dude.
Likewise, man. Likewise, Brian. Great to see you, brother. I hope that we can continue our connection now and not wait 17 years again to see each other.
Yeah.
We have one more minute. I'd like to take a minute here, Richard, to look at the viewers' comments. So let's see.
Okay. Do we have any?
Yes, we do.
Hell yeah.
So let's see here. What do we have?
I can't see them. Are they on YouTube?
Yeah, they are. Some of them are on YouTube.
Wait. Let me see if I can see that. Let's see comments.
You should be able to see them too on your chat.
Okay, hold on.
I wonder if I could see him. Nope, I don't see anything on mine.
Nope, I don't see them.
Let me see. All right, let me pull it
up. Go ahead, Sam. Man.
All right, let me pull it up and see here. We have Guillermo Perez. Great show, guys. Looking forward to part 2.
Okay.
Okay.
That it?
That's
it,
man.
Okay, that's okay. That's all right. Hey, we got one comment. That's fine.
I mean,
but Brian,
thank you,
and one more thing. Brian, because you got me into this TikTok thing, I just want to say thank you because our show got 553 views like yesterday. And I'm
wow.
Dude, that's more than any of my Facebooks, Instagrams, and LinkedIn's all put together, which that is awesome. So thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you, man.
It's a good platform to push us out on. It'll get you guys out there. So
yeah, we're gonna try to get everyone from 3rd Platoon in this on this show. It's gonna be
fun. I want to see Ralphie. I haven't seen Ralphie in forever or heard of him. And Perez. I want to see Perez.
That's you, man. You got to get Ralphie.
I got that. Well, Perez it's a cop now in Baltimore.
Yes.
Yeah, so
he's on Instagram with me. I haven't talked to Perez in forever.
My Puerto Rican buddy.
Yeah, right.
Well, hey,
we got another 4x4 Terminator. Thank you for your service. It says 4x4 Terminator, one of our viewers.
Hoorah!
Thank you for your service, guys. Hashtag American flag. Well,
nice.
thank you for chiming in, and we'll see you, Brian, for part 2. Again, it was a great.
I look forward to
see you again. Love you guys. Have a great weekend.
Thanks,
Stay
guys.
safe.
See you next week.
All right.